Welcome, and thank you for joining us. My name is Joanne, and I am pleased to have you with us today. In this webinar, we will be covering ACAwise and the Affordable Care Act. We will explore some of the key features of ACAwise and learn how our full-service reporting solution can help you maintain IRS ACA compliance. We will cover some of the basic information that employers need to know about the Affordable Care Act, and we will discuss the IRS penalties and how to avoid them. Now let's get started. The ACAwise solution is a full-service, cloud-based solution to help monitor and manage ACA compliance, featuring real-time dashboards, integrated data analysis, and enhanced IRS reporting to ensure ease and accuracy of the 1095 forms. ACAwise is designed to be used by applicable large employers as well as CPAs, HR firms, benefit administrators, and other third-party ACA compliance handlers. I would like to point out a few key features of the ACAwise solution. Multi-source data input capabilities. ACAwise is a full-service preparation and authorized IRS e-filing provider of ACA forms 1094B and C and 1095B and C. We provide non-compliance penalty prevention through extensive error checks to ensure all mandatory fields are completely completed and in a secure environment. Prior year filing, we are one of the few ACA providers with prior year filing capabilities to prepare and transmit originals and corrections. State individual mandate filing. Many states are starting to invoke their own individual mandate penalties, and ACAwise is also able to handle those filings if your state participates in state individual filing. Please reach out to us for more details on each state may have their own requirements for reporting. When is my company considered an ALE? An applicable large employer, or ALE, is determined each year based on the number of employees from a previous tax year. You are determined to be an ALE if you employ 50 or more full-time employees and full-time equivalents for more than 120 days. Full-time employees are deemed full-time per IRS rules. The employee works 30 or more hours per week or 130 hours per month. Aggregated ALE Groups. A common question asked of businesses where two or more businesses have common ownership. Are they combined to determine ALE status? The answer is yes. The ALE group consisting of two or more businesses is treated as a single employer. Each employer that is a member of an aggregated ALE group is referred to as an ALE member. Affordable Care Act forms. The 1095B forms typically issued by insurance providers, including insurance companies, self-insured employers, employers with fewer than 50 full-time employees, and other agencies that provide health insurance coverage. The 1095C is the annual statement employers with 50 or more full-time employees use to report to the IRS regarding insurance offered to the employer's employees. Employers must also furnish a copy of 1095C to their employees. Affordable coverage. The healthcare plans administered by employers will be either minimum essential coverage, minimum value, or both. Minimum essential coverage, or MEC, is typically termed the qualifying health coverage, meeting all minimum requirements to be considered compliant with the Affordable Care Act standards. A few types of MEC plans are employer-sponsored coverage that includes COBRA and retiree continuation coverage, coverage that comes from Health Insurance Marketplace, Affordable Insurance Exchange, Medicare Part A, most coverage under Medicaid, coverage from the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, and TRICARE coverage, to name a few. Minimum value health plans meet the minimum value requirement of the Affordable Care Act if the plan covers at least on average 60% of the employee's medical expenses, and benefits include substantial coverage of physician and inpatient hospital services. So what is affordable coverage? Employer-provided coverage is considered affordable if it meets one of the three safe harbor guidelines. Since there is no practical way to know what an employee's household income might be, employers may use one of these three safe harbor methods. The IRS safe harbor guidelines are as follows. The W-2 safe harbor, based on the amount of wages paid to each employee. Employees' wages are determined using box 1 of their W-2. An employee's lowest cost plan cannot exceed 9.69% of their wages and still be considered affordable. The rate of pay safe harbor. Rate of pay is based on employees' rate of pay at the beginning of the coverage period. Adjustments are permitted for hourly employees if the rate of pay is decreased, but not if it's increased. Monthly cost cannot exceed 9.69% of hourly rate of pay times 130. And the federal poverty line safe harbor. This safe harbor treats coverage as affordable if the employee contribution for the year does not exceed 9.69 of the federal poverty line for a single individual for the applicable year. Federal poverty level based on the state the business resides. IRS penalties. It's important to file correctly and on time to avoid potential costly penalties under the ACA guide regulations. The no-offer penalty means the ALE did not offer coverage to qualified benefited employees. The unaffordability penalty means the coverage offered is deemed unaffordable according to ACA affordability standards, the safe harbors illustrated from the previous slide. Failure to file, whether it's paper mail or e-file, or inaccurate filing means the ALE failed to file 1095 forms or filed inaccurate forms. Failure to e-file. If an ALE files 250 or more forms, they are required to e-file and not paper mail forms to the IRS. A few questions commonly asked by employers are there any changes to the Affordable Care Act in 2019? Penalty amounts typically are increased every year, but the most significant change is the repeal of the individual mandate penalty. Another question commonly asked by employers is, my company has a high variable hour employee base and I don't know when they qualify for an offer of coverage. Does ACAwise provide that type of service? Yes, we do. We will track and monitor your employees throughout the year to ensure you are making offers to qualified benefited employees. And another commonly asked question, why should I outsource the ACA reporting versus doing it ourselves or our payroll company? The ACA is a highly complex regulation, and for the inexperienced, untrained employer, the financial risk can be costly. It may be best to leave it up to the experts, such as ACAwise. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. In summary, we explored some of the key features of ACAwise. We touched upon some of the basic information that you need to know about the Affordable Care Act. We covered penalties and how you can prevent them by better understanding the IRS requirements. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our US-based team is here to help you. You may contact us by phone at 704-954-8420 or by email at support@acawise.com. I hope everyone has a great week and happy holidays.